sander was on, like I asked, when I talked to Paul about it, and the sander was on when the vehicle was passing, and it come out, struck the guy's windshield and broke the windshield. That's what the facts were brought to us, and I asked Paul about it, and I wasn't threatening Paul to write him up over it. I said, hey, we're gonna have to answer to this at some point, just like we had to answer to the lady who had her mud flap tore off. And they paid me. The lady drove through the ditch because the truck was parked there and it ripped the mud flap off. So Paul didn't come over and tear the mud flap off the car. It happened because in motion, same thing, that's why when that got brought to us, I said, it sounds like the town had already set a precedent paying the first citizen of the town's broken vehicle by something caused by a town road personnel. It's the same issue with, I didn't set the precedent, that wasn't, but I brought up to Paul and asked his side of the story, and he said yes, he admitted that the sander was on, and that's what had taken place, and that's the facts that we had. So now, we had heard the facts, and everybody last meeting didn't know the facts. Now we all know what the facts are.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
First of all, the idea that one claim sets a precedent for all claims going forward has no basis.
Well, how is it fair to one and not for the other?
Well, I'm not gonna. Second, I'm still hearing that no effort has been made to put this claim in front of the town's insurance carrier. Let them decide whether they're going to cover it or not. Let them decide whether they're going to apply a deductible to a liability claim, which would be unusual. So, third, somebody has mentioned whether there is state law that governs this. So I don't think this is in any way, shape, or form right for any sort of decision by the select board. First, the claim should be made to the town's insurance carrier. If they pay it, they pay it, and this is a dead issue. But the idea that because we paid a $134 claim last year, everybody that files a claim against the town automatically gets claimed is ridiculous.
Well, I don't think that when they fixed the mud flat, they turned it into the insurance company.
I've stated
But
my
they paid.
position, you've stated your position multiple times.
It's apples and oranges.
That's right.
To be frankly honest with you, because the town had a piece of equipment at the end of her driveway, which made us liable for the mud flap. Are you gonna ask every person that sands to turn the sander off when oncoming traffic is coming on the road? Is that what you're gonna do? Because you have to.
A truck traveling 35 miles an hour
Hold on, Ethan, go ahead.
goes 50 feet in a second.
So, just looking at the whole picture here, obviously, you've got a person who may want to take responsibility, doesn't want to take responsibility, vice versa. You have two parties involved and no way to prove how it truly happened. If it would have met tractor trailer trucks and threw a tire, threw a rock off the tire, boom, I had to be responsible, I wasn't going to chase the truck. Rather than have an unhappy citizen and an unhappy employee, can we split this between the town and the citizen and try to resolve it that way? Mr. Dibbo, would you be willing to settle for $250?
I'll sell it for half the value of it, I guess.
I'll make up the other half to you later on. So, in the sense of taking responsibility in this thing, if we split the cost rather than it being $500 and we give them $250, we end the conversation, we end going through an insurance company, we end going to the deductible. All that labor is taking more time from us than it would be. It's $500. And people do what you say. So if Mr. Dibbo recognizes that it could have happened to him, whether it's been intentional or unintentional, and Mr. Coe here can recognize and say that, well, rather than run into these cases down the road, we all learn something from it. I'm gonna shut the sander off, problem solved. Done.
Or we can just give it to our insurance company, because that's why we have insurance, and let them determine, and then maybe they'll pay this man his full bill. Nobody's disputing anything as far as The windshield's broke, I don't know if it got broke in Woodland or Mars Hill, but I'll let the insurance company that we pay figure it out. I'm not gonna worry about everybody's feelings, because business is business. We're in the business of plowing roads to keep people on time to work, to get their loved ones to the hospital, and we shouldn't be censoring their jobs to worry about other people's feelings. So he's on the road, the sand's going on the road, the windshield got broke, worst case scenario, the insurance company pays the bill. It's that simple. I don't know why we're making it complicated. This isn't an auction or a mediation.
Hey, John, let me ask you a question. If you look at the pictures,
I did, I don't see a bit of sunshine in either one.
do you see hot top?
I do see some hot top.
Yeah, quite a bit of it.
What's your point?
What's my point?
Yeah.
Why was the sand being thrown? Just
Oftentimes when these guys have a storm coming, an imminent storm, and it's gonna be ice, they go out before the storm and they pre-condition the roads. That's what they do. That's what Mr. Fournier did, that's what Steve Dumas did, that's what all the people do. They go out and they pre-treat roads. That means it looks absurd to the average person saying, oh my God, why are they? I'm not even calling you anything.
I've run tops for years.
I've had other people complain and wonder why they're outstanding roads before in the last 15 years. I'm giving you an answer. That's all I'm doing. I don't know you, I'm just giving you an answer, and we're gonna keep it that way.
Okay, Beth, you got a question? You've been standing there for quite a while.
Everybody's complaining about mud flat. On mud flat, it was my mud. But the truck was parked on my private property. It was not driving down the road or anything. It was on my private property. There was nobody in sight to go around for over a half an hour to move the vehicle behind me to get out. So I had to get out along that. That's why my mud flat broke. If it was not, if I did not know how to go, I would have even just hit my insurance company itself. Would have brought my insurance, but for $160 or $134, whatever everybody paid to it, then that was that. But I just felt that it was, I got a complaint with the town for the mud flat because I could not understand why, when there were other places they could park the truck, they had to block my road, to park in my road, private property versus the main road, not to take away from your windshield or anything, because that, it's that too. But I would think I would my insurance.
Thank you.
But just a weird when you stop talking about mud flat, like there was something.
Okay, I'm gonna put this to bed. We're gonna call the insurance company, send it to the insurance company. Okay. All right. Margison Road plowing. I don't know what that is. Anybody know what Margison Road plowing is? Okay.
Who put it on the agenda?
Somebody's supposed to be here?
Yep, a representative from the Margison are supposed to be here.
Oh, anybody from the Margison Road? Yes?
No, no, it was someone else.
Okay.
Do we
Okay.
know what it pertains to?
I don't. Margison Road plowing. Paul, have you had any Margison Road plowing issues? You go off the road or something? Okay.
She talked to me.
Oh, somebody talked to you? Oh, okay. Well, she's not here tonight, she or he, somebody to talk about it. So, all right. Okay. The next thing we got on there is the Sovereign Market. Nat Alexandra Lord.
Hi.
Hi there.
I don't want to be rude by turning my back on, I'm just going to try to address everybody here. I'm a teacher here at Woodland, and I'm just a little interested in bringing our town, as a food sovereign town. Our neighboring towns, it was brought to my attention that New Sweden, Stockholm, and Westmoreland have, a town ordinance of being, a food sovereign town, which means they can produce their own food, market their own food without as many regulations as if you actually go to a farmer's Market in Presque Isle, for example. And you'll probably see these around soon. I think there's one at North Star Variety where you can take a look, and you can find information on Stockholm Sovereign Market at gmail.com. They're looking for vendors. But the whole thing that was brought to my attention was that we don't have this ordinance in place, and it has a lot of benefits for our community. And I'll just read a few bullets because I know this is going to be long meeting, so I don't want to be too long. Plus, I want to get a little bit better mood going on here. Okay. The first thing is for producers of, like, say, eggs, for example. The state licensing inspection are a hassle to the small-scale food producer, and they discourage people from producing food on their own. A lot of people can't handle the licensing or the processing facilities and inspections, etc. if you're producing meat. And this market, you'll be able to like join like a farm share for $5, and you can get meat, for example. You can get raw milk if you're interested in that. And so we also have, we don't have a USDA butcher in the county, which also makes it difficult for meat farmers. And I know Tom can address this too, but that is a hassle for people who want to do this. So it's very important to come up, even though our state is a food sovereign state, and this was put in place, I think in, don't quote me, but I think it was 2019. It's important for our town of Woodland to do it. And I think this does require a public vote. So I'm just trying to get some information out there so you can research it yourselves and look up this market. You can also join, or you can be a vendor. But I'm also most concerned, besides just the sovereign market, that people are able to get quality food, and these ordinances allow people to sell from their farm stand, and they make the community stronger, more resilient, and also our food grown locally is fresher, obviously, healthier, and keeps our money here in our town. So I think that's something that we should think about. So it also makes healthier lifestyle choices for families, makes healthy food more accessible to everyone in our town. A lot of people can't get to, for example, the farmer's market in Presque Isle, but they might be able to get to Stockholm. And if we get this ordinance in place, people that produce food in Woodland can be vendors there. So I know I did give you a lot of information all at once, but please feel free to, take one of these if you're interested at the end of this meeting, or you can come to me with questions. And I don't know how we can handle this in probably another future meeting, take a public vote. So it's just something to think about.
Make sure that you request an article for the town
Okay,
meeting.
all right, I definitely will.
And make sure you don't waste any time doing that, so it gets in the books for
All
this
right,
year.
I'll do it quickly. All right, thank you very much, and if you have any questions, you can see me after the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The only other thing I have is Amy's cleaning. We voted to hire him to clean the town office once a week, and he came over to see us, and him coming in and doing his cleaning is kind of an interference for the town office during the operations of the daily operations of it. So Nate had requested coming in after hours and cleaning the inside. So we just talked to him a couple of minutes there about who else he cleans for. He cleans for the 3 floors at the city of Presque Isle. He cleans for a couple of banks out to Caribou, Machias Bank. And so he was requesting a key to get in and clean after hours. So he didn't clean the night that he stopped in because he couldn't do it at that point. And his schedule set that during the day he has certain places that have to be cleaned, and he does most of the town offices and banks after hours as well. So we need to discuss.
Is it history that we've had people come in after hours? We've had people come in and clean after hours, haven't we?
I think Allison Massey, one of them, coming in cleaning.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was during the,
No, it
you
was
know,
at
Tom,
night.
if it was during the hours?
No, it was at night.
It was that night for him.
Yep.
Is he bonded?
I don't know if he'd be bonded, I'm sure he's insured.
Everything is locked. We have a vault's locked, file cabinets are all locked, the computers are locked. It's really, we allow the, steering committee, we allow Ted, your committee, to come in after hours. I don't see an issue allowing the cleaning committee to come in and clean after hours in my opinion.
So he will need a key to get in, and
A
a code,
key and a code.
code for the door coming in the town office.
Dave?
What night will you be coming in to clean?
It'd be a different night than, I assume, than interrupting your guys' meeting,
Yeah.
or the steering.
We'll coordinate that.
Yeah,
Plus everything's being filmed, right?
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. And it's due for a good cleaning, I'll tell you that. So do we need a motion?
I'll make a motion to allow Nathan Haney to have a key and code to the town office to access it for cleaning purposes only.
Okay, do we have a second? I'll second the motion. Any discussion? Discussion? All right, all in favor? One opposed?
I don't
Motion
know.
abstained. Motion carries. We'll give, Haney's a key and a code to get in to clean the town office. Now it's public comment, or public question and answer. Go ahead, Bill.
One thing, my hat's off to Bridget, is that fine work she's doing, mostly by herself, trying to get things caught up. Now, some people complain things aren't done on time, but are they over there helping her out?
Yeah.
So Bridget, good job.
Can we come and getting help with the office? We haven't had any applicants for, we have the paper that's going back out in tomorrow's paper for another 2 weeks. We haven't had any applicants at all, have we, Bridget? Oh, we did have one, he was from, Connecticut, or? He's what? He lives in Van Buren, but he's gonna be away at the holidays for 40 days every year around the holidays, so. We kinda thought we needed somebody around for the holidays on that. Yes?
Do we, advertise anywhere other than the paper, like Indeed or anything like that?
No, I'm not sure.
Or
I
is
don't
there
get on the
a way
paper.
that we could do that? A lot of people don't get the paper.
Yep, that would be a good suggestion, yes. Yep. Yes, right.
Another good suggestion from the steering committee would be to post it on our website, the ad itself that you would normally post in the paper.
Mhm.
If that could happen.
Yep.
If you can come, allow people to know it's outside.
Yep, on our website.
On your
Yep.
website.
Yep. Yes, Steve?
Is there anything as far as some of the plans with doing shoulder work, ditching and that type of stuff? I mean, is there anything projected for work to be done in that manner or any of the roads in town?
We'll have Paul answer that.
Discussing the line of, start coming, some back dating on.
Just like doing the ditches and the shoulders and stuff, or that you're gonna do that work? Other roads as well, or?
Case road,
Big road, yeah, something like that. Good.
Oh, we get a cuts going. Oh, Jody, go ahead.
On the October, which was 10/17/23 selectmen's meeting, Paul and Tom both said that there would be they both recorded there would be a 5-year road plan available in the March meeting. It's been 6 months now, I'd like to know what the status is on that 5-year road plan.
Well, Kathy told Paul when a 5-year plan wasn't necessary, that it would be unrealistic, so it would be shortened. She told him that in front of Matt Cole, so you'll have to take that up with them.
So is there any road plan
Doesn't matter.
been
Yes, it
developed?
does.
Has there been any road plan
I
developed?
don't know that we can discuss anything that he's bringing up right now because
It's public.
executive session,
It's in the
executive
executive
session was not public.
That never should have been discussed out of the view of the public.
It was discussed in executive session.
So, Dan, can you answer the question, has there been any road plan at all come about yet?
I haven't been to the town office.
Yes, but it was speaking at the last budget meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been discussion.
We have never worked on it.
No, we haven't really had a road plan, we just talked about what the money was projected and where he was gonna start and proceed through the summer. But not really I'm not gonna say it's a road plan up all. So, trouble with the 5-year road plan is, stuff comes up, it changes, it's a fluid plan, and it's hard to commit, hey, we're doing this, 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 and this, and then something happened catastrophic in between that changes the plans, which, that's understandable. But we do need a projected future of work that we're gonna be conducting through the year. And Paul is working on that, and he's got majority of what you wanna do for the summer, Paul, right? Sort of listed out.
So you've got some other plans in?
Yeah, but it's not 5-year. It's not a 5-year plan.
Baby steps.
Now, I would point out that the old plan, we were to the completion of it, getting close. So there are a few unfinished things that are really important to prolong the life of the 10-year payment on the bond loan, which would be correct as far as I believe where Ethan might be going with that. The shoulders of all the roads that have been hot-topped need to be brought up. The shoulders need to be fixed. We haven't done that. There's money in the bond loan to finish that. So it would make sense to me that you would finish those projects before you start to promise another. So for example, first out of the gate, if you put the shoulders on the road to help maintain the longevity of the hot top, and then you go to ditching and getting the Langley Road ready, you might not get hot top this year, but it would be ready for the next year. But as soon as we rush it, we're gonna have regret. And that's the one thing, we've been criticized for having patience. But when you compare the roads we've hot topped in Woodland to the roads they've hot topped in other towns, they're already coming apart because there was no preparation underneath that surface. So I hope going forward those mistakes aren't made.
Go ahead, Mary.
I guess I'd just like to have a follow-up to that comment that Joe. I think the follow-up was that in the selectmen's meeting, it was clear that a large deadline, not having 5-year plan was the goal. I think we can all hear that's not doable, that's not reasonable, that's not gonna work. I think what people are asking for, at least what I'm asking for as a resident, is transparency about what the plan is. What are the baby steps?
Yeah.
What are the little things that need to be done, like preparing the roads, like you were talking about? So, Paul, if there was a way when you do the report to talk more about those baby steps that you're doing, that would be, I think.
I can put that on the plan, like you need a salt shed, you need trucks,
Yeah,
all that stuff is gonna weigh into your 5-year plan.
okay.
Something's gonna happen, just like the fuel tanks and the other things, that will compromise your 5-year road plan.
Right. I'm just saying, we don't know all those good things that you do know, and what you are all talking about, and what your experience is. And so we're asking, can we have more details when you have your.
You should demand more details and you should expect no less. Truthfully, no, you really should. Because the road plan has no place in executive session. Executive session is reserved for very minute, narrow guidelines. You can't have the subject of diversity in executive session. Any discussion about a road plan, which is a public matter, should be discussed in front of the public. Why it was ever discussed in executive session, I have no idea. That is sneaky. You need to know what's going on, and it should be out on the table in front of you. Expect it and demand it.
Thank you for your feedback, that's not what I was asking. I was asking for some minor details as the board continues to have this discussion.
Sorry that I've offended you, Lorraine.
Paul, can you do us up a written, projected, prioritized list of what needs to be
I have
done?
it all written down, I'm
Okay.
just waiting on, nobody will give you a price on hot top right now.
No, but can you, even without the figures, can you give us like a work plan, and maybe have it for next meeting?
We won't even have an approved budget until June, and I would bet that we've spent 1/6 of it already. So there would be nothing to argue about. There's no money to spend on roads until we've approved the budget.
Go ahead, Ethan.
It's my understanding that the bonds that they had received, there was some plans set forth on where that money was gonna be applied, and that was talked about in previous meetings.
Mo-
And Mr. Drew, you just made a comment that stood out very deeply to me, because we talked about last fall, we had a project opened up on Lang Road, and we were talking about how we were gonna go and open up another road on Fowler Road.
That was part of the plan. That was part of the plan.
should have finished
Is there a piece of paper, is there something that states what that plan was to follow for?
I think Mr. Fournier took all that information with him when he left.
What's that?
I think Mr. Fournier took all the information with him when he left, but there might be something left there, I don't really know.
So you never obtained any copy of what this?
No, I don't have a
The road
copy of
commissioner
that.
was gonna be held accountable for in the sense of money
No,
for?
I'm a selectman, not a police officer.
Okay, so is there anything that states that on a piece of paper on what needed to be?
I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
All I know is we ought to finish one project before we move on to the next. I will say
It
that.
seems as though we're dealing with a substantial amount of money that we basically blew out the back door.
Well, I don't think that's fair.
With some value there to be shown to the town.
You got $400,000 worth of hot top that didn't get just blown out the back door.
When it comes to starting a project and finishing a project, that example wasn't led forth when we went and opened up Powell Road last fall.
That was discussed at the meeting where everyone raised their hand and voted for the loan. 50-something people showed up.
Back to that, but none of it was ever discussed.
It was discussed.
The details were never discussed.
Yes, it was.
Well, we should have finished the shoulders before we moved on to something else. At least
You should have ditched the entire road. You ditch first, you handle your water. You handle your water. You handle your water on your road first. Paul will take that. You do your ditching first, then you work.
Everyone can always do it better after it's been done.
That's the rules.
But I remember you two were in there in the audience and you raised your hands in favor of the plan.
Can't say I was there.
Well, I think you guys were there.
I was there. Okay. Oh, Mr. Fowler, go ahead.
David Fowler, Fowler Road. So last October, at the selectmen's meeting, it was discussed to, what I call reclaim the road. Basically, it's a big rototill, which was done. At that time I spoke, I said, it's basically born in that road. Lived there for probably 60 years. I'm on the east side. I told you, it's a gravel road. The wind is out of the west. We're gonna be eating dust all summer. You reclaim the road. So this is where we're at. The potholes are basically still there, maybe not as many, but the dust problem is severe. Okay? Yeah, I'm now on the clock. When the snow is melting, you look out across the field, the dust is 200-300 feet off the road. My house is about 100 feet off the road. I'm gonna be eating dust all summer. My wife and I walk. You try to walk on that road, your shoes are full of rocks. Seriously, have to dump out the rocks. Thirdly, can't keep a car clean. It's either mud or dust. It really, I don't have a problem with reclaim, except you have to cap it, you have to pave it. And it needs, the road needs to be paved.
I agree.
We don't maintain what's there, it's not gonna last, and we'll take it on.
Well, there's supposed to be enough money left in that account to put the base on that road, that was part of the original plan, providing it hasn't been spent somewhere else. And I hope when we finally do get the hot top on the Fowler Road and on the Langley Road, that you do not allow your disgust of the process to ruin the fact that your road will be good. Because there are gonna be pains, there are gonna be people offended by progress. But I hope we can rejoice someday in the setting sun.
It's definitely gonna take some time, Mr. Fowler. We're gonna have to work the issues out with the dust. I know Paul talked about the calcium prices, for what, doubled this year from last year. We've got that road, we got the Langley, that's dust, there's a lot of dusty. And all I can say is we're gonna do our darndest here to contain, what's in our means possible there. I think we kind of jumped the gun in a few areas, and we're gonna have to work with you on that.
We're not planning on paving this summer then?
Well, we've had a few, discussions. Washburn's paving the Tabor Road, and they've got a lock-in price of $96 a ton for hot top. It's usually $125, and Don had told us that they would honor that on the end of the Tabor Road where the Tabor Hills all tore up. That needed some work before that. You just can't pave over that. And the state, his name is Darryl Sponberg, who's the estimator for the state of Maine, DOT, came in and estimated from the town line, Woodland Washburn town line, to the Carson Road, it would cost $25,000 to hot top that with Soderberg's pricing of $96 a ton. And that's 2 inches of hot top. So that's something we gotta discuss. We're right in the middle of going over the budget stuff right now to see where we're at. The only drawback from that is the town of Washburn's hot topping is gonna be done complete by July 3rd. So that's, we're not even have our budget stuff in until June. Our audit stuff we're working on right now. So, that would be an area that, hey, if at all, be a great deal at $96. What did we pay last year, Paul, per ton on the Morris Road? Yep. So the town of Washburn's doing a lot of hot top, and that's why Soderbergh gave them that price of $96 a ton. And they had made the offer to Woodland. Paul got the email, forwarded it to us about continuing that, and we can look at the options for that. So, and I know we discussed, go ahead, Paul, what was the other areas we were talking about fixing up? I know the end of the Tabor Road, the Everett Road, end of the Brown Road. Yep. So, yes. Well, we should start right on the Langley Road, right where we left off, and go right to the end of it. That's what we should do. Yeah. But the trouble there is everything else is breaking down, falling apart all at the same time. So Paul's gonna guide us through that. He's our foreman. We take his word of what needs to be done on there, and that's what we go by. That's what he was hired for.
So we've gone from talking about finishing a plan to two different things that are gonna obstruct the plan from being finished. And that's how come a 5-year plan doesn't work. Because we were passionate about finishing the roads with hot top. We were passionate about putting hot top on the Langley Road. And now we've got a good deal offered for the Tabor Road. And what was the other one?
The end of the Everett Road.
Everett Road. So
Brown
those
Road.
weren't even in the language of the plan.
No.
But those are small sections of the road.
Well, 25,000 will go a long way, making someone on the Fowler Road feel better about what we've done there. If if you're gonna jump the gun and put hot top on the Tabor Road, who hasn't even been in the plan, and let them eat dust all summer, then you explain
Nobody's
that.
jumping
Don't
any
ask me
guns.
this.
Nobody's jumping any guns. This was just all presented to us
Yeah.
to take in and to absorb and talk to Paul and see where we're at with it. Nobody's.
In the sense of using the back wagon and the drag box, I mean, is that an option coming down the Tabor Hills and in those short section of areas where people don't have a tendency to travel a whole lot? I mean, is that an option?
Go ahead, go ahead, Paul.
We put a shoe coat on it.
Yeah, we don't, I don't think we have a drag box, do we?
Yes, we do.
We do?
We have a paver.
We have a paver. We have a hot top paver. So,
But it's still like $7 a ton to put it down. So, and there's only 3 of us. So,
Where's the drag box that Joyce Noble gave at the
I
town?
don't know.
It's not here? Because Joyce Noble gave the town of Woodland a drag box. And what you're saying is it's disappeared?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. That was before my time.
Well, someone ought to do some homework on that
I
subject.
think so.
all I know is we got a drag box different from a hot top paver. I know we got a paver. Yeah. But that would be,
Just think about cost effectiveness.
Yeah.
In some cases, you can do it cheaper by doing it yourself, but if it's not gonna last,
Yeah.
a period of time, it's always gonna get.
Yeah. It's tough with the manpower where by the time you go get it, it takes more than 3 to lay hot top is the catch. We got a 3-man crew. I mean, like I said, it might be beneficial to hire a couple of drivers for a few weeks and prep some areas, maybe dig that out and hit the end of the Tabor Road, the end of wherever, scoot down part of the, finish the Langley Road. You know?
Well, we had a drag box that the town was looking to put money in and paint it. I don't know where it is, and we did use that for that purpose. And if we don't have it, I'd like to know where it is.
Certainly. Any more questions?
Briefly, the 2022 audit, is a copy available for public inspection at the town office? And if not, would it be possible to make one available at the counter?
Yeah, there's one at the town office.
But is it available where everybody can just go and look at it?
Yep. Yep. We're not done the 23 one yet. The 22 one's all done for you, yeah? Any other questions? Okay. Go ahead. I make a motion, we adjourn. Do I have a second? All in favor? Any discussion?